We've all heard the buzz surrounding the Bears quarterback since the club hired its new offensive mastermind. From the moment Caleb Williams walked into that first press gathering, side by side with veteran DJ Moore, it was clear he understood the weight of the moment. Standing in the same room with Ben Johnson for the introductory media session might seem like a small gesture, but it spoke volumes about Williams' commitment to embracing his role as the franchise's cornerstone. He didn't have to be the first to arrive, nor did he have to be the one to strike up a conversation, but his presence signaled that he was ready to engage, ready to learn, and ready to lead. In the eyes of the coaching staff, that level of buy-in was the starting point for everything they hoped to build together. Beyond that first handshake and the posturing for the cameras, Williams has made a habit of showing up around the facility. Week after week, he's been a fixture in the halls and on the practice fields, often crossing paths with Johnson, offensive coordinator Declan Doyle, and quarterbacks coach JT Barrett. Those impromptu meetings, the shared film sessions, and the quick chats in the hallway have softened the boundaries that the collective bargaining agreement usually imposes at this stage of the calendar. By carving out time to connect off the clock, sometimes with a handful of his new teammates at his side, Williams and the coaches have been able to address the hard truths immediately, rather than waiting until Houston's training camp, the regular season. Naturally, the film review hasn't been all praise. Williams, like every quarterback who endures a rookie season under duress, has areas to refine. The first concern the staff flagged was body language. It wasn't a matter of consistent negativity, but there were snapshots of him lingering on the turf after taking a heavy sack or standing with shoulders slightly slumped on the sideline when things got rough. In modern content-hungry media, even one gif of a groggy rise can spin into 1,000 opinions overnight. The coaching staff made it clear that as the quarterback, Williams sets the emotional bar for everyone around him. If he looks defeated, the rest of the offense takes its cues from that doubt. The second critique revolved around pre-snap discipline. Last season, the Bears posted more false starts and procedural penalties than they cared to admit. And while no quarterback shoulders the blame alone, the offense demands precision. Williams was spotted misreading motions on more than one occasion, reacting to a shift in the backfield as though it were mirrored or hesitating before snapping the ball. When the play clock ticked too close to zero, each small misstep became a teachable moment. The message was simple. In the NFL, details are not optional. To hammer home those lessons, coaches didn't just deliver polite suggestions. They lit up the whiteboard, cued the clips in the film, room, and replayed every slow-to-rise moment, each false start, until Williams could see exactly what they saw. It wasn't drama, and it wasn't personal. It was accountability. The objective, to ensure that when April's off-season program rolled into May's organized team activities, the quarterback was already operating with the discipline expected of a second-year signal caller. And yet for every critique, there's been genuine progress. Coaches report that Williams absorbs feedback as eagerly as any veteran who's been here a decade. When Johnson or Barrett map out improvements, Williams doesn't shrink away. He has follow-up questions. He has to watch one more clip. He volunteers to drill the same pre-snap sequence until it becomes instinctual. It's that kind of work. Ethic that convinced the front office to bring in Case Keenum as a mentor figure. While the CBA limits formal coach-player interactions, Keenum has helped bridge the gap, offering extra reps and detailed insights long after the lights go down in the complex. You can't quantify the value of a seasoned pro guiding a young quarterback. Through the nuances of NFL defenses or the rhythm of a fast-paced meeting room. But the early returns are striking. Williams, who battled through every defensive front last year, now moves with more urgency after a pressure-filled pocket or a heavy hit. He hustles back to the huddle, arms pumping, eyes focused. His teammates have taken notice, even when the leg drills get long and fatigue sets in. You can still hear calves pounding the turf as he races back, head in the play, ready for the next snap. Off the field, Williams' maturity shines through too. He navigates local media without a hint of pretense, answering questions with thoughtfulness and clarity. There's no veneer of arrogance, nor an undercurrent of frustration, despite last season's roller coaster ride. He understands that a quarterback's performance is measured not only in touchdowns and yardage, but in reliability, consistency, and the ability to rally teammates when the chips are down. That balance of humility and confidence is exactly what Johnson envisioned when he first watched Williams' tape. The flashes of brilliance, arm talent, athleticism, field vision have always been there. What coaches wanted to see now was the mental grind, the attention to nuance, and the leadership in the small moments. From the first joint appearance in that room full of lights and cameras through every film session and every off-season workout, Williams has proven he's ready for that challenge. So as the Bears continue their spring slate of activities, the question isn't whether Caleb Williams can adapt. It's how fast he'll soar once each piece clicks into place. The foundation is being laid with every critique embraced and every detail polished. And if the past few weeks are any guide, this young quarterback is just getting started on what could be a spectacular journey since organized team activities began. The hum of energy around Hallas Hall has only grown louder. On any given afternoon, you can find Caleb Williams leading a 7-on-7 session, sprinting to the huddle with the ball in his hand and bark commands on his lips. There's no sense that he's going through the motions. Every rep feels purpose-driven, as though he's on a mission to prove that last year's trials were merely the prologue to something greater. When a receiver runs a route a step late or a lineman shuffles his feet at the snap, Williams doesn't flinch. He points it out, but not in a harsh or demeaning way, more as if to say, let's fix this so we all look sharp together. That blend of accountability and camaraderie seems to have injected new life into a group that struggled to find cohesion in past seasons. Veterans like Cole Kmet and Darnell Mooney have praised his approach, noting that when Williams sets the tone, even a routine drill takes on a sharper edge. There's laughter when a route breaks down or a ball ricochets off a helmet, but the banter never drifts into complaint. Williams is quick to crack a grin and offer a word of encouragement, then reset and run it back until everyone nails it. It's a subtle but powerful shift, one that suggests the Bears are trying to build more than an offense. They're trying to cultivate a culture where attention to detail and mutual respect fuel collective success. On days when the forecast looks ominous or the sun sinks low in the sky, the indoor turf complex becomes a second home. It's here that Williams has leaned heavily on Case Keenum's tutelage, running coverages in a film room long after others have headed home. Reports from coaches indicate that Williams will ask Keenum to draw up blitz looks and disguise secondary shells, quizzing him on how to trigger a linebacker's eyes or how to adjust protections on the fly. Keenum, in turn, shares the kind of wisdom that only comes from years of reading defenses and game planning under duress. Their exchanges are more than teacher and student. They're two quarterbacks sparring intellectually, striving for shared understanding. Meanwhile, the offensive line has started to mirror that same mindset. On a recent afternoon, Jonah Jackson and Nate Davis huddled around a tablet with Williams, dissecting a pass rush move that had caused confusion in a red zone period. Williams pointed out how a stunt by the defensive tackle peeled the right guard away, leaving a clear lane for the blitzing linebacker. Instead of simply calling for a different protection, he suggested a slide block scheme and a chop block concept that would neutralize the stunt. It wasn't a moment of ego, it was curiosity, an urge to help his blockers understand how to give him more time. In turn, the linemen have begun to trust his reads, to anticipate his cadence, and to lean on his feel for leverage when adjusting at the line. All of this work has not gone unnoticed by the front office. General Manager Ryan Poles has remarked, behind closed doors, that the investment in Williams extends beyond draft capital and coaching hires. It's about fostering an ecosystem where the quarterback's growth is supported at every level. From nutrition plans tailored to help him recover faster, to mental performance coaches guiding him through pressure situations, the organization has wrapped layers of resources around their signal caller. Williams has responded in kind, embracing film study assignments with the dedication of a graduate student and seeking feedback on even the smallest mechanical details, like footwork in the drop or the tightness of his throwing motion. In a league where narratives can shift overnight, Williams has remained remarkably steady. He laughs off questions about whether he's answered his critics, preferring instead to let progress do the talking. When reporters ask about his chemistry with his pass catchers, he deflects praise and highlights their success. When asked if he feels pressure to take a quantum leap after last season's struggles, he shrugs and says that growth is a constant process. It's easy to mistake humility for hesitation, but those who have watched his practice-worn notebooks and his relentless pursuit of incremental mastery know otherwise. As the days count down toward training camp, the usual excitement is palpable, but there's also a sense of anticipation that this season could mark the true breakout for Williams and the Bears offense. The playbook has expanded, with new RPO concepts and outside zone schemes designed to leverage his mobility. The receivers have sharpened their releases, the tight ends are running crisper routes, and the running backs are ready to sell blocks before bursting through creases. Everything feels calibrated to give Williams the best possible environment for success. No one is promising a Super Bowl, nor is anyone expecting perfection right out of the gate. But there's a shared belief that the foundation has been laid. The hard truths have been addressed, the habits have been ingrained, and the support structures have been fortified. All that remains is to see how quickly the chemistry gels when the lights go on and the games count. From where we stand right now, it looks as though Caleb Williams is not simply a talented rookie finding his footing. He's a quarterback who has embraced the challenge of leadership and is determined to write the next chapter on his own terms. And that realization is setting the stage for a story worth following. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on our Chicago Bears. And don't be shy, drop your thoughts on the news in the comments below. Chicago Bears linebacker TREMAINE Edmunds has found himself at the center of swirling rumors after reports surfaced suggesting that he allegedly assaulted a teammate during a recent team practice. While details remain scarce and no official statement has been released by the franchise, multiple sources close to the team have indicated that the incident was serious enough to raise alarm within the Bears front office. The atmosphere around Hallis Hall has reportedly been tense since the altercation, with speculation mounting that the team's leadership is preparing to step in. According to whispers from league insiders, the Bears front office considers the situation unacceptable and is weighing its options on how best to address the matter swiftly and effectively. Some insiders suggest that disciplinary action could be imminent, though no official sanctions have been confirmed. This alleged incident has ignited a flurry of debate among fans and analysts, many of whom view Edmunds as a cornerstone of the Bears' defense. Known for his leadership on the field and imposing presence, the idea that Edmunds may have crossed a serious line during practice has left many around the league stunned. While some close to the organization believe the incident may have been an isolated moment of frustration, others argue that it reflects a deeper issue within the Bears locker room culture, a problem that the front office cannot afford to ignore, especially with the new season fast approaching. At this point, it remains unclear whether the team will issue a public statement or whether the situation will be handled internally. However, sources insist that the Bears leadership is determined to intervene to prevent any further escalation and to maintain discipline within the squad. As with many stories of this nature, the full truth may only emerge with time. For now, the Chicago sports community is left buzzing with speculation, awaiting further developments in what could become one of the offseason's most talked about controversies. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Chicago Bears, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.